analysis, not some kind of like bullshit, and not something that's gonna just annoy us. Kate and Jimbo, we wanna see a bit of football chat, not like the rest of the other football crap. Hey, we wanna get it with the realness. Oh, baby, Kate and Jimbo.
Welcome back, everyone, to Kate and Jimbo. Big up to Sava for sending the crew over. It's a good day. It's Wednesday, the 21st of January, and we're sat here fourth in the Champions League table after an impressive performance last night and a win for Tottenham Hotspur. I forgot how good that feels. I'm joined, as always, today by Jimbo. Jimbo, how you doing?
Sorry, I was on my phone. I was just ordering my new Champions League trophy, getting ready.
As usual, Jimbo being premature a bit there. But yeah, it's a nice feeling to wake up and have had a good win, a good performance. And yeah, happy days. Let's have a quick look, see who's in the chat. We got Aussie Coys saying Sava Raid. Morning to you, Mark. Yes, we can see your comment. Big up, Ben Bryant. Good to see you, my love. Ben Edwards is here saying Sava Raid, designed to win. Says afternoon, Kate and Jim. That was better last night, wasn't it? Just Spursy Bingo is here. Big up, Kate and Jimbo from Nugget 3267 saying Sava Raid, Enoch out. Paul G's in the house. Afternoon, Paul. Good to see you, my love. Tommy K is here as well. Eamon O'Shea. I thought I read that wrong then. Eamon O'Shea is here as well. Good to see him. Rob Plan is here saying great win last night. Just popped in to say hi. Got to go out in 15 minutes. Hi. And yeah, it was a great win and a great win. Good morning to you, Kate Wixom. Hope you're well, my love. Jim has had a haircut, a beard shave, clearly jubilant after the win. Yes, he's looking a little bit more human. Ozzy says, so happy with the win. It was fantastic. Yeah, it really was. Big up to you, Steve FC. Good to see you. We will be going through the game. Don't you worry about that. Afternoon, Shemtan says, afternoon, awesome Princess Kate and awesomest Sir Jimbo. Hope you're both doing fantastic today. A very good game last night. Does this mean we finish 17th and win the Champions League? It does if you're listening to Jimbo. It does. Afternoon to you, Fiona. Good to see you. Gaza's here as well, saying Sava Raid. Brad is here, saying nice to see you too again. Good to see you, Brad. Big up the power couple, says Mr. Simon Hill. Belgrade Wanderer saying looking fresh, Jimbo. And Eamon saying very surprised with the win. Now we need to do the same at Burnley. Indeedly, doodly, we do. But look. Today, I think it's all about enjoying that performance, analysing what happened in the game, and and taking it from there. We will all listen to this Oracle, Sir Jimbo. Yeah. Moondog. Big up Moondog with the super chat saying, I said yesterday we would win. Yes, a lot of people did. I did not. I said we would lose 5-1. So maybe I should do that in future because you know, it worked because we definitely got a reaction. But
don't think all that shit, Kay. You thought we were going to lose 5-1. There was no, what's it called there? What do they call it?
No, I wasn't trying to do reverse psychology. I literally did think. But what I'm saying is, when I predict us to lose, we normally win. So maybe I should just constantly predict us to lose. That's all I'm saying. Don't get all leery just because you predict a win. I was
very disappointed in you saying that we would lose.
Moondog says, how's the dog's Fanny, Jimbo? Big up, Moondog.
You know what, right? I was just sitting here, actually, when Kate was waffling on, right, thinking I wonder how my dog is, because she's in there now. We had to get up at silly o'clock this morning. It was pitch black to take her. She had to be in really early. So I'm waiting for a phone call now from them, because I think she would have had the op by now. But, yeah, I'm worried about her. I'm really worried about her.
Big up, Moondog. Thanks for the super chats. And I can honestly say that is my favourite super chat I've ever received. How is the dogs fanny? Brilliant. Big up, Magic J. Good to see you. Big up to Benji, who says we're winning the Champions League. Good afternoon to you, Flossie. Hope you're well, my lovely. Kate, most of the fans thought we'd lose. I'm sticking up for Kate. Us Kates have got to stick together, Kate. At the end of the day, Jimbo thinks we're going to beat everyone, and he's been wrong for 95% of the season, so he can just bog right off. She's okay. She's just been spayed today, so she's fine. Imagine tuning in for the first time and you hear, how's your dog's fanny? You know what? This is why we love Kate and Jimbo, because you never know what you're going to get when you tune in. Big up to you, Rob, always United as well. Jimbo, look, give us your thoughts, first of all, just on the game in general, without going too much into it. What did you make of it all?
Absolutely fantastic. I absolutely loved it. I loved every second. I was screaming at the telly. I was jumping about. You know, you was here. And, yeah, do you know what? For me, the first half was nearly almost perfect. They just played with. That's all I said to Kate when we was watching it. Where's this been all season? So some of the football was just sublime, you know, the passing, the movement. I mean, it was just a real good team performance, and I was over the moon with it. The second half was a little bit. They like stepped back a bit, didn't they? But look, right, we were short of first team players, so they were running out a bit of puff. And they just managed the game well in the second half. I wasn't disappointed with the second half. If you want to know the truth, I was half expecting that. And I just thought they were sublime, you know. And look, it's bought Frank a bit more time, right? And rightly so. He'll take us into the Burnley game. Look, at the end of the day, all you can do is go into the next game. If he wins the next game, that's going to buy him a bit more time and so forth, you know. And if we go on a couple of bad losses again, everyone will be screaming for him to be out. But you're right, Dan. It was just a great performance, and I think Frank definitely needed it. The fan base definitely needed it. The players needed it, and the whole club as a whole needed it. But I did say yesterday on We Are Tottenham TV that team was kind of, for me, a blessing in disguise, because he didn't have a choice but to play him. And I thought, I did say, and people thought I was mad. I thought it looked quite a good team. It looked very balanced, and it looked quite solid for me. And it proved that they were. I mean, it was just a fantastic performance. I went to bed last night thinking nice thoughts, instead of going to bed thinking, and when I wake up, is Frank going to be sacked?
Yeah. Yeah, look, it was, first of all, massive big up to Luton, Dan. I haven't seen you for ages. I hope you're keeping well, and that everything is fine with you. Rob says, Kate, keep an eye on the purse strings. Jimbo's booking hotel and flights. He's probably already done it, the pillock. Big up, Moondog. I know I've got to get in touch with you today. The dog's name's Bonnie. I will send a picture to you.
I did remind her. But I have to admit, she's busy when she's at home. She does a lot of stuff.
Thank you. But thank you for the super chat, Moondog. You don't have to super chat. You only got a message and I'll always answer you. But thank you very much. Not Jimbo's fault. Losing is down to Frank. We were excellent in the first half, managed the game like we needed to do in the second half.
Yeah.
Brad says, I've got a confession to make. Last night was the first time I've watched every minute of the game for months. Normally I see him play bad, switch over and then switch back. Look, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think a lot of us have got to that stage. But it was so nice to see us play. Dortmund had one attempt on target. Yeah, and for the first time since Opta began in around 20 years ago, I think it was, it's the first time Dortmund have failed to have a shot on target in a half in the Champions League, which obviously the first half they didn't have any shots. Big up Twisted, good to see him, my love. I think Spence should stay left wing. He was excellent. Saw more from him than I have from Tell. Yeah, I was watching Sava before this show, and I do kind of agree. We can't just suddenly say after one game, that's it, that's Spence's new position. But he did far better than I ever expected him to do. I thought he was excellent last night. Lovely to see Xavi smiling. He's played brilliant lately. When he's confident and happy, he's one hell of a player. What I would say about Xavi last night, Jimbo, is he's been criticised a lot this year, and rightly so, for his lack of physicality for the Premier League. Now, I know obviously Champions League's different, European football's different, but I never once thought he looked weak. There was a time he had 3 or 4 players around him and he still managed to get away with the ball. And now I just think he looks so confident. You saw him go over to the fans and lift the fans up. I mean, we need that Xavi in the Premier League, right?
Yeah, you got to remember with Xavi that he's a young guy, right? He's very young. He's coming to a new country, right? He's moved here. He's got to settle in. It's a new team. The team's a bit up and down with the sense of players he's playing with because of injuries, you know. So it's. I always said it would take him a bit of time to settle in. Look, we've seen flashes of him this season, and last night he was absolutely superb. And let's hope he takes it forward. It's going to give him confidence.
Yeah, look, I'll tell you now, I will do a public apology. If I say I'm going to do something, I said if we win the Europa League, I would get a tattoo with "It's Who We Are, Mate," which I've got for Ange. And I'm telling you, I'll give more than a public apology to Jimbo if we win the Champions League this year. I promise you that.
It kills me that you think we can't win it. Absolutely.
Look, we'll get onto that later. I want to talk about the game first. Big up Corey. He said we would lose 5-0. Yeah, I said 5-1. So I'm with you. Dan says, not conceded at home in the Champions League. Where is this form in the Premier League? And do you think the players still have last season's mentality where the league didn't matter? I don't want Frank out. Interesting. Look, I just want to say, like, reading that and reading what Ben said about the egos, I said to Jim in the car this morning when we was driving to the vets, I said, look, obviously Van de Ven, I love Van de Ven. You know, look, he's behind me on the wall. I think he's a wonderful player. However, when you've got a squad like Spurs and you've got a player like Van de Ven, who is basically, from what I'm gathering from reports, said that he doesn't want to renew his contract unless an elite manager comes in. If he's giving off that aura in the dressing room and being a bit mopey, you know, we've seen him show disrespect to Frank on more than one occasion. Could that be rubbing off on the players and bringing them down and their mentality down? It's just a theory. I am not saying all this is down to Van de Ven, not at all. I'm just putting it out there. But the fact that Ben said there wasn't as many egos on the pitch. I mean, Jim, could there be some truth in that? Or do you think there could be some truth in what Dan says?
Well, you've seen it in other clubs where one person spoils the apple cart, you know, and yeah, it could be that, and obviously we don't want to say it is that, but it could be, yeah. But look, at the end of the day, right, these players come in and they sign a contract and they earn massive money. You play for whoever's there, right? If a manager's there, you have to play for that manager, and you have to earn your money. You might not like his tactics, you might not like the way he sets up, but at the end of the day, you're paid massive money to do a job. So do you think all the jobs I've had, I've liked for the people I've worked for, you know, and you must be the same. And I shouldn't think there's anyone in the chat that's worked for someone and thought, I don't like him, but they still do a good job.
I used to work for this absolute pig in a snooker roll. He was vile. Go on, Tim, carry on.
You're talking about me. Right?
There was sexual harassment involved and all sorts.
Yeah, but look where it ended up. Ended up us getting married. That weren't too bad, was it?
Go on, carry on, sorry.
I miss them snooker tables. Yeah, and look, at the end of the day, right, if you don't want to play for Tottenham, then go. I don't care who it is. I don't care who's on that pitch. If they don't want to play for this badge, right, for us fans, taking their massive wages, and people like these, the people that go to home and away, and the people at home that all the Sky Sports to watch it and buy the shirts and all the memorabilia. If you don't want to play for them, then fuck off out of our club. It's as simple as that. And I don't care if it's Van de Ven or Romero or whoever. You know, if you don't want to play for us, then go.
Mm. In life in general, no, I don't think Jimbo's more patient than me. And he used to be, but since he's hit 60, he's become more grumpy and impatient.
Don't say that. I'm not grumpy.
No, but you are at times, but you are impatient now. You never used to be, but you get so irate. So no, I have to have the patience of a saint to have been putting up with this old man for so long, let me tell you. Yogi says the players were great. Spence, Xavi, Porro. We still won versus 10 men, so Frank out. We can win the Champions League and get relegated in the Premier League. I think it's down to players rather than the manager in this team was 17th last season. It's going to take time to turn it into something that's acceptable. Yeah, it's a good way to look at it. Tim Bag 2 says, big up Kate and Jimbo. I was really impressed with Xavi's performance, but I don't think Xavi will be available for Burnley. He played injured with a swollen leg. Yep.
Yeah.
But do you know what? We've got a Champions League game next week as well. So maybe he needs the rest. I don't know, because obviously Bergvall came off as well. So I would think Conor Gallagher will go back in, but we'll have to wait and see. This is what our fans were crying out for. Them players themselves want to play attacking football. I'm not Frank in now. I am enjoying the win, and let's see where we go. If someone asked me now, or someone said to me now, Frank's just been sacked, I'd say fine. I don't think he was the guy, but I'm quite happy to sit and watch over the next couple of weeks and see what happens. I mean, if we turn up against Burnley and play like we did against West Ham, I am not going to be impressed. I'm just to put it out there. I mean, Jim, has it made any difference to the way you feel?
No, the way I feel is there's nothing we can do as fans, right? Who the manager is, that's down to the board. So if he's here and he wins, he'll slowly get people back on side. Probably not everyone. Well, I mean, he will do if he starts going on a massive run and winning a lot of games. People will start backing him again. No, I'm of the opinion that one game doesn't really change it. All right, we have to see how we are going on, and let's see what happens on Saturday. But if he's the manager, then we just have to touch wood that it carries on that way. And look, at the end of the day, I mean, we're just fans, right? If he can't see that is the way the fans want him to play football, and that is the way the players want to play football, and then he's got to be a bit of a donut, isn't he? You know, the fans loved it last night. We loved it, the football. The players loved it. They were playing with smiles on their faces. You know, I mean, it was just so nice to see. And he must be able to see that's what everybody wants. So he's got to keep going with that. And we're a much better team when we play like that. Oh, my God.
Yeah. 100%. Lazy 8, Nick. Big up, Nicky. Good to see you. Looking forward to doing the pump up with you at the weekend, especially after that win. Says, I think it's clear that Frank changed his tactics in a desperate attempt to save his job. He had no other choice. I think there's some truth in that. You want to know the truth? I think that was too many truths. But no, I do think there's some truth in that, in the fact that we were down to the bare bones as well. And I think, like Jim said, I think sometimes it's like if you're starving hungry and someone gives you a choice of 10 dishes, you sit there for ages going, oh my God, I don't know. Whereas if you're starving hungry and someone just puts bacon and egg in front of you, that's all you've got and you're going to eat it. And I think sometimes the fact that Frank only had 11 first-team players to choose from, it kind of made him do something different. I mean, when you think before the game, Spence is going to be as left wing, we was all like, what? And it turned out to be an absolute masterstroke. That's the best. I mean, even Spence looked so much happier. Odobert was incredible yesterday. 97% pass accuracy, 4 chances created, 2 assists. It was incredible. I mean, Jim, do you think he was kind of pushed into making the decisions, really?
Well, he had no choice, Kate. So I said to him when I saw the team, because you said to me, what do you think the team would be? And I laughed. And I said to you, we know what the team's going to be because he's only got 11 players. But when you actually saw it on paper, it looked to me, it looked a very balanced team. It looked like a team that could play really well. And I saw people in the chat moaning when I said that, back when Jim would regularly pop the pink.
I'm glad no one said pop the brown. But go on, Jim.
And it just, I just thought it looked a decent team on paper. And I just thought, if these guys go out there and they're not scared, we'll win this game. And I said 2-1. I thought it would be 2-1. But look, I should have gone with my gut, right? Because I thought we might keep a clean sheet because of our record. But I just thought, well, the way we've been playing, it's going to be hard. But anyway, it just looked right, you know. And look, you've got to be honest, right? These players, people like Odobert and Tell, and they can play football. There's no argument about it, right? They're professional footballers. How many people do you think that try and become a professional footballer? There's hundreds of thousands of them, and these guys are professional footballers getting paid a lot of money, and that's because they can play football. But everything, some players, it has to be right for them. And last night, everything just seemed, you know, perfect. And Odobert was like, he was unplayable last night. He was fantastic.
He nearly scored as well, didn't he?
He what?
He nearly scored as well. He had a good chance to score, but he was like a different player.
Yeah.
Glasner and Iriola will be available in the summer. Who would you pick? I wouldn't pick either of them.
No, nor would I.
If we do get rid of Frank, I still can't see past Poch, because I just think he's the only. I could just see Tottenham fans buying into him and giving him time. But that's not to say that if they chose someone else, I wouldn't be happy. But it definitely wouldn't be either Glasner or Iriola for me. Yep, I agree, Ben. Van der Ven's got an ego that he can't cash at the minute. Yep, I agree. He's a great player, but no player's bigger than the club. Exactly, Nico. Exactly.
Yeah, and you've got to look at it. When Van der Ven's not played, right, and Danso's come in, Danso's been phenomenal. I just love Danso. For me, he's everything. He is everything a defender should be. You know, he's strong. He doesn't mess around with the ball. You know, he gets rid of it. He's good in the air, and he's just a real solid love. You can't push him off the ball. You know, he can't be pushed about on corners because he's just a lump. I just love him. You know, I really, really like him a lot. He's one of my favourite players in our team.
Yeah, maybe I'll give Jimbo a joint or something to chill him out, silly ass.
That'd kill me.
Rig says, are we all going to be shameless like last season and say, I'll take 17th in the league to win the Champions League? I certainly am. Bloody right, I'd take 17th. As long as we don't go down, I'd take 17th and win the Champions League. It ain't going to happen, but I would take it. Glasner, I don't want is like a relationship when the going gets tough and someone walks out, things take time, and confidence and trust has to grow over time. Yep. Savin Ray, been watching a few minutes and had to sub to Kate and Jimbo. Big up, Marios. Welcome to the family. Good to have you with us. Come on, Enoch, get us some players. Yep. Yeah. It also showed the players aren't as bad as some people were saying. I've got to put my hands up here and say there's some players that aren't good enough for this team, but generally both Jim and I have sat and said our players are better than what they're showing.
Of course they are.
And I was on Chris Cowling straight after the game, and Craig said to me, oh, you know, does this prove the players are playing for Frank? And I said, well, you could look at it the other way. They could be playing so that when the next coach comes in, if they know he's going to go, saying, look, I am worth staying here. I am the one you should be picking. Although there was a sense of unity at the end of the game, Jimbo, when they were cuddling Frank.
Yeah, and you've got to think as well, Kate, right? There's certain players in the team, right, like the Romeros, like the Van der Vens, Porro, Paulinho when he's in, who's the one we just bought from Chelsea?
Gallagher.
If these players play well, right, people like Odobert and Tell, I'm not going to say Mawani because there's nothing about Mawani that I like, right? But these more of the fringe players that are coming in will play better, right? They'll lift their game. But when the top players in our team are not playing well, the other ones get kind of dragged down with it. You know, it's a confidence thing. If them lot are firing, right, people like Odobert will play well. Their game and lift.
Big up to you, AJ. Good to see you. Brad says, I think Frank's been trying to play more gung-ho in the last 4 or 5 games, but it never worked out. But yesterday, they got it exactly right. So I think we will see more attacking play going forward. I hope so. It was so nice to watch and enjoy a game of football, and it was really exciting. Yeah, don't just go for the obvious. Neither are a good fit. I agree. I don't think someone said it earlier. Iriola and Glasner flavors of the month, but it's like Iriola was right up there. Everyone wanted him. Then Bournemouth hit that slump, and everyone was like, oh, "I wouldn't want him." And now, it's neither for me. Yeah, both have got non-winning runs longer than Frank and on multiple occasions. It is a big step up to go from a Bournemouth, a Crystal Palace, a Brentford to Spurs. The expectations are so much higher. Poch is like going back to the X. No, thank you. Yeah, but things have changed. You've got to remember, Levy's gone now. Go on, Tim.
Players, managers do go back to other clubs and do well. Look at the one at Everton. He's gone back there and he's galvanised them, and they're a good solid team. You're right, Leo. Poch, I wouldn't be disappointed to see Poch here, but in my heart, right, I'm still hoping Frank works out, that we go on a run now, right? Because I do like Frank as a person. He seems a really good guy, and I know you can't keep him as a manager, but I don't think he's a bad manager, right? And he has had a bit of a raw deal here with injuries and that. So I'm hoping, right, they can go on a run. But he's on thin ice. If he loses against Burnley, right, there's nothing in me to sit here be here for the game after. I think he'd be sacked.
No,
he's got to take this is his springboard now to take that into the Premiership.
Yeah, Riggs, I said the exact words that you've just said last night. I would have rather seen Dane Scarlett come on than Mawani. I think he's so lazy. It was one time he was chasing the ball, he just stopped. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I want him gone.
There was one time, the ball was going out to go for a goal kick for them, right? Mawani was about 5 or 6 yards in front of Spence and stopped for it, and Spence sprinted down and saved it going out and got us back on the attack. And that, for me, just said it all about Mawani.
Big up Moondog with another super chat saying, I lined up neat to pot the pink. So easy shot. Didn't think. The cue went true. My hopes went plink. The pink just grinned and stayed in sync. So thank you, Moondog, very much for the super chat. Always too generous. Look, I think I hear what people are saying. Things have changed. They've got worse. Enoch haven't changed. And I'm going to put my hands up now and say, so far in this window, you would think they haven't really changed, aside from the fact they went out and got Gallagher done quick. But there's still part of me, call me stupid and naive, because I probably am. I always give people lots of chances, and I just think there is a slight possibility it might change. Who knows? But I am probably being stupid and naive. Scarlett isn't ready. They said that about Harry Kane. I mean, I'm not a massive Scarlett fan at all, but I still would rather him come out and have a go, because I think he's got more about him to impress. Yeah,
I think he'd give you more, and I think that he would fight for his place. Mawani just looks like he doesn't give a flying F when he comes on the pitch.
Build a better squad, bring Poch back. I did always think Frank would be the guy before the guy, but obviously depends what the board decide to do with Frank. Imagine Spurs get a favourable run and win the Champions League. Surely not. Spurs versus Arnold Champions League. Arsenal, never going to happen. Never going to happen. Dan says, see, I'd never want Ritchie or Bentancur to play anymore. I think they're bad for confidence and not that good at all. Joey says, long time listener, first time caller. Is it Frank in again now? No, it's not. It's not Frank in again.
I just said that we haven't got much choice, but it looks like he's going to be here for the next game, so we back him, right? And then we take it there one game at a time, and see what happens. But I mean, I'm still of the opinion he loses on Saturday and he's gone.
The funny thing is, we watched the journalist and he said that no matter win, lose or draw last night, he would be gone today. But I've not heard anything today about that. So we'll have to wait and see. And no, I'm not ignoring. I did just say that so far this window, they're proving that nothing's changed. I think Curtis Jones might be next in. Obviously, we have signed that young kid as well. But look,
That's a weird one. You know, I was watching. I can't remember who it was, Sky Sports or Talk Sport, and they said that everything's done. He's met the players. He's went into the changing room for the game against West Ham, and he's got to know everyone at the club. But they still haven't announced it. He's passed his medical.
he can't get a work permit. So Joey Jones.
All right.
Afternoon, Chris Sandro says, good win finally. I know for many that Frank bought time. I still think he will get the season at least, and there were still some concerns, but 100% at home and comfy, all good. Yep. Sousa delay is due to work permit, apparently, waiting for the paperwork from Brazil. Okay. Spurs now, Jimbo, have won all 4 of their Champions League home games this season. That's twice as many wins as they've managed in 11 Premier League games at home. Are we just going to become one of those teams that finish really crap in the Premier League and just be a European side? Because I'm getting deja vu from last year.
There's a reason we're European champions, Kate. It's because we're good in Europe, darling. And that's why we will stay European champions this year. It will carry on 2 years on a row.
I'm not even going to answer that. Liverpool sniffing around Van der Ven makes me concerned with all the noise around Curtis Jones. We'll end up getting a silly.
If he wants to go, let him go. Don't keep him. You know, they've done that with Kane, you know, even though Kane did give us his all. But if the player wants to leave, let him leave.
I actually don't see Van der Ven going to anyone in this country. I think he'd end up at Real Madrid, a big team. Myself. Big up to you, Paige. Good to see him alive. So if Frank goes, who will replace? Because how I see it is that any manager that comes in will struggle with the squad and injuries, same as Angivonis, but I just can't see it changing. That's why I think the board will try and stay with Frank till the end of the season, because to bring in an interim is a bit of a nightmare. So yeah, European competitions aren't for everyone. Cough, cough, Arsenal. Players are commodities. It's only fans that hold on to the hero status. If Frank buoys off the league and says he concentrates on winning the Champions League, I might have more respect for him. Yeah. Solanke scored, Jimbo, only the 5th player to score on their Champions League debut for Spurs, and only the 2nd Englishman to do it after
Harry Kane?
Nope. 2010 it happened.
Robbie Keane?
Peter Crouch.
Oh.
Probably the weirdest goal Solanke's ever going to score. It kind of hit his right foot, ricocheted onto his left foot, and then went in.
But it was a great bit of skill.
A goal is a goal, and he'd take that all day long. But he looked absolutely delighted, and I thought he was excellent last night. I don't know what you made of Solanke.
Yeah, this is why when people said about taking Joe out, putting him in, you know, he's experienced, Kate, and his hold-up play is fantastic, and he's got a big presence about him, right? And I thought it was harsh on Tell, but at the end of the day, you know, what did I say to you? If you give me the choice, Tell or Solanke, I'm always going to pick Solanke all day long. And yeah, I thought he was fantastic. He's got a presence about him on that pitch up front, you know, and he's strong. Gets in there. Yeah, he was good last night. Look, there wasn't a player on that pitch last night for me that didn't put their shift in. Every one of them did.
Kate Wixom, I completely agree with this statement. It's neglect from the board for letting us get down to the bare bones. What other clubs would do that? Need transfers in, whoever the manager is. We need better scouting team and better medical team. Billion, trillion, zillion %. I couldn't agree with you more. Povo got man of the match, Jimbo. I thought he was very good. He passed more than any other player on the pitch. He wouldn't have been my choice for man of the match. Do you think it would, was he your choice?
No. Xavi was my choice.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was really harsh he never got it. I thought he was magnificent. He just he run that midfield yesterday, and there was times he had 3 or 4 players on him, and still come out with the ball, and he put in some lovely through balls for the strikers that we should have won by more than 2. I just thought he was magnificent yesterday. I thought he was head and shoulders above everyone on that pitch yesterday. I thought he was brilliant.
I mean, did big up Chris Peters and also big up to Thomason as well. Do you not think, Jimbo, that Porro played? He ended up playing kind of where you wanted him to be. He looked like he was more on the wing, and some of the crosses he put in were fantastic.
Look, I'm a bit old school really when it comes to football, but I just think a team should play with wingers. I really do. A good winger that can get the ball in. You know, the more you get the ball in, the more chances you get. So if you've got a good winger that can cross that ball in, you know, if you get 10, 15 crosses in, well, the chances are you're going to score 1 or 2 goals, you know. And I just think to myself, it just made such a difference with the balls going in. And Spence on that side, he wasn't scared to take the players on. They were putting 2 on him, and he was still getting by them and getting the balls in. You know, we can't keep relying on corners and free kicks and to score us goals. You know, and the game yesterday, it was just a pleasure to watch. And there wasn't anything about me that thought that they were going to score. The defence was solid. You know, I just thought it was a fantastic game. Luton Dan's just said Romero. Right?
I was just going to. He was excellent yesterday.
He was captain, fantastic. What he should be.
Yeah. I mean, this shows how good a performance it was, because we're all talking about the different players that could have got man of the match. I think Xavi had a massive shout for man of the match. I think Spence had a huge shout. I thought Spence in the first half was absolutely fantastic. I can understand why Porro got it. I thought Udogie yesterday was magnificent as well.
He was sublime, yeah.
Considering he's only just come back, for me, when Udogie plays, he seemed to balance the team out. I thought he was excellent. I thought Romero, like you say, was absolutely brilliant. So for me, Danso was excellent. I think at a push, I personally would have given it to Spence, because I was just so impressed he was out of position. But I get the calls for Xavi and anyone else. Like you say, there wasn't really anyone that didn't pull their weight. It was unfortunate that Bergwijn had to go off. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. But I literally just loved the fact that Spence was out of position, but he looked so confident going forward. Xavi, Madison, Kulu link up next season is going to be sensational. It should be. And yeah, the fans were excellent as well. And as well, the away fans did not stop singing and cheering the whole way through the game. I thought they were magnificent as well.
Look, massive hats off to the fans last night, because I saw some people online saying, no matter what the score is, right, still sing, you're getting sacked in the morning. And no, when we put a performance in like that, why would you want to bring the mood down? And people were saying that was telling me and Kate that the crowd, it was just buzzing last night, and that's what it should be. You know, it should be buzzing after a win like that. No matter what's happened in the last few months, if you have a win like you did last night, let's not take this away, Kate. Dortmund are a bloody good team, right? They are a top team, and we made them look ordinary last night.
Yeah. Danso and Van der Ven not great. Danso and Romero play well together. Yeah, I agree. I thought they played really well together. Joey says his man crushes Danso. I bet he's got a massive willy. He has. Oh, did I reveal that out loud? 4-4-2 is the way forward, Jimbo. Oh, don't start him off on 4-4-2 again.
I'm quite all these pivots and all this other shit. No, play football like it should be played. Right, it's been played since the dawn of time. We played football, right? Sometimes these managers try to do too much, right, and too intricate. You don't need to be, right? A good football team, right, is a good football team.
Yeah, look, I will say this: Vicario made it his mission to make every Tottenham fan a little bit nervous by his dilly-dallying around the box. He's probably the only player who I would say wasn't wonderful last night. I just think personally, I think in his hang on, Tim, because I'll forget what I was going to say. I personally think Vicario's checked out. I think he's going to go in the summer and he's checked out because I don't know. He just doesn't look sharp at all to me. I mean, what was you going to say, Jim?
He dithers on the ball. If you watch the game, right, and I will watch it again, when he was getting the ball and he was kicking it out straight away to a player, right, and when he was catching the ball and rolling it straight out to a player or throwing it out to a player, we was moving forward. We moved forward so quick, right? We was on the attack before they knew what was happening. But then when there's times he gets the ball and he dithers and he's not sure what to do with it and what player to pass to, and you can see their forwards getting closer and closer to him. And I was saying to you last night, wasn't I? Oh my God, just get rid of the ball, get rid of the ball. You know, and there was one time he nearly got caught and he had to kick it out for a throw. I mean, when he dithers on the ball, he makes me so nervous. But he can get the ball out quick because he's done it a few times last night. You know, and I don't know why he differs on it.
But yeah, he did keep a clean sheet and did make an excellent save. So yeah, I'll give him a bit of credit for that. Thomasin came in and said, how far can you guys go in the Champions League? I mean, for me, if we can get automatic qualification into the next round, I'll be absolutely over the moon. I mean, hang on. If we get automatic qualification, how many are left? You're muted, love. As much as I like it when you're muted.
8, and then I think there's another 8 after that. So it'll be, I think, top 6. Is it 16?
If we can get to the quarterfinals, I'll be really pleased. But I don't see us getting any further than that. 8 games total, 1 left for Spurs. 3-5-2 should be the way forward, says Henry. Big up, Henry. Our current wingers are not good enough for the 4-3-3 formation. 3-5-2 gives Romero the license to go forward if needed. Big up, Ellie. She's here. She says, hi, Kate and Jimbo. Big up. Wasn't we great yesterday? Woo! Absolutely. Every player was on it.
Yeah.
Vic was trying to draw their players out so we can counter, but they only had 10 players. So not sure if he needed to do that. Yeah, I hear you. Big up, Lisa. Saying, hi, Kate and Jimbo. I agree with you, Kate, about Vic. There were so many times he holds onto the ball way too long, and that makes us so much more vulnerable. It's frustrating as shit. He can go now. Ben says we're winning it, and I don't think for 1 second, Ben, that you believe that. The truth, Nico says we're winning it. 182 I paid last night for flight to Budapest. We'll sell it to a Gooner or City fan, worst case, and I'll make a profit. I like your confidence, Joey. Please do smash a like, subscribe, please, and hit the notifications bell. Remember, Fergie was on his last game. Let's pray lightning can strike twice. Jimbo, I've said quarterfinals for Champions League. Where do you think we go?
We can win it. We can win it. Why are you laughing? Why do you laugh?
Because I don't think we can.
Of course we can win it, right? If we qualify in the top 8, which it looks like I think we will, right? And then it's one-off games, and we can beat anybody one-off if we're on it. So, yes, we can win it. Of course we can win it. Okay, on a one-off game, right, if Spurs are on it, they can beat them, right? So if you get a bit of favourable in the draw, right, and you don't keep playing top team after top team, we can win it. We're a good European club. In our history, it tells you that. We can definitely win it. I'm behind 100%.
This is... Did I remove you? Did I take you out there or not?
I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't mean to. This is the current table, right? Apparently, they're 2 legs, Jimbo.
So
we still have a better chance than Woolwich. I disagree with that, unfortunately. Kate's so pessimistic, says Twisted. Need a bit of luck that anything can happen.
Exactly.
We'll get revenge against PSG at the final. Second half of the season, Spurs will have less injuries and hopefully a couple of additions. Anyone can win it. Oh my God, I thought everyone would be on my side here. Didn't PSG have to go through the playoffs the year they won? Yeah, I think they did. Maybe we're a cup club. We always used to be.
Yeah, we're a massive club. Can I just say something here, right, before you read out Tommy's, right? Look, history tells you, right, if we draw somebody like Arsenal, right, the chances are we go out because we've got such a bad record against Arsenal, right? Chelsea, if they qualify, chances are, I mean, for me, that's a 50-50. But for me, if we draw someone like Arsenal, it's going to be very hard because they seem to be frightened our teams against Arsenal. But look, if Arsenal get knocked out, say by Real Madrid, right, and we get more of a favourable draw, of course we can win it. You know, there's nothing that tells me that we can't win it in one-off games. You know,
they're not one-off games though, Jim. They're two legs.
I'm talking about playing one team, right? Why would you think we can't win it? Why?
I
tell you we can't win it. Look at the European trophies we've won.
Jimbo, listen to me. Just stop talking for a minute and listen to me. We will not win the Champions League because Arsenal are better than us. Real Madrid are better than us. Bayern Munich are better than us. PSG are better than us. Man City are better than us. Atalanta are probably better than us. Atletico Madrid are better than us. Liverpool are better than us. Chelsea are better than us. Barcelona are better than us. Marseille are better than us. And Juve arguably are better than us.
Yeah,
and that's just
all these teams. We're not in a league where we're playing all them teams. We'll be playing some of them teams, right? In two legs. Right.
I know we don't have to play all of them. But I'm just giving an example.
Teams over two legs. Of course we can. You know, look, we drew with PSG 2-2 with a depleted squad. So why can't we? Look, I won't have it that we can't win it. Of course we can win it.
Big up Vinders saying, frankly, Frank was sensational. The players were generational. The team effort was insane. The fan support was unbelievable. You got 1 foot in the final. Piss off, Vinders. Stop taking the piss. Me and Jim were talking last night. We was like, can you just imagine for a second that we did get to the final and we had Arsenal. The guys seem to be very fired up in the Champions League. I do think anything can happen if the players have that kind of grit and determination like they did yesterday. Are City better than Bodo Glimt? No. Yes, they are. But that was a game. I suppose I'm arguing for myself there because I was going to say that was a one-off game. But yeah, look, I can't see it. There's no part of me that can see us even get into the semi-finals of the Champions League. But I hope and pray with every fibre of my being that we do. It would be amazing. We're beating Winnie Binny in the final. Manchester are better than Grimsby. Yeah. Round of 16, beat Barcelona, quarters beat Arsenal, semi beat Bayern, and the final beat Real Madrid lightweight. Of course, it's not impossible. I am not saying nothing is impossible. If you're in it, you can win it. I'm just saying personally, on a personal level, there's not any universe where I see us winning the Champions League.
I remember you telling me last season we can't win the Europa League, and I said, "Of course we can win it," and you went, "We can't win it." You did say that.
You're mistaken. If you let me speak, I did not say we can't win it. I said we will not win it because we've got Ange and we won't win it. But when it got to the latter stages, and when I knew that we had Manchester United in the final, I said it's a 50-50 game because we're both bad. So it's just whoever turns up on the day. And that's why the final was so crap. But when you've got teams like Arsenal, PSG, Bayern, Real Madrid, it's very unusual for them to have really bad days. And we've got consistently hope that whoever we get in the next rounds have bad days. Huh?
PSG got beat last night.
By?
Starts with S. I can't think of their name.
Seville?
No. Sporting. I think it was Sporting beat them. Yeah, Sporting.
Yeah, they did. Sporting.
Yeah, see? Exactly. right? So don't give me all this crap that we can't win it. We can win it.
A cup's a cup. Take it match by match. That's what makes it what it is. You should never stop dreaming. Big up from an LFC Red. Mickham, I will always dream, but I try and keep one foot in reality so that I don't get disappointed. And I just don't want to even think about it, as much as it would be the best thing ever. I mean, I said to Jim, can you imagine? I mean, currently we're sitting fourth in the Champions League table, which would suggest we're the fourth best team in Europe. And yet we're in a crisis. Every fan on the planet is taking the piss out of how shit Tottenham are. And yet we're sitting fourth in the Champions League. You couldn't make it up. This is so Spursy. It's unbelievable. PSG lost yesterday to Sporting, so it shows anything can happen. I still think Frank needs to go, though, unless he finally continues to allow the guys to play attacking football. I asked AI for a joke last week, and it says there's still hope. There's some flip-flopping going on here. You know what it is with me, Joey? It's not flip-flopping. I think out loud. So I talk while I'm thinking, and I think to myself, actually, that could happen. So it's just me talking out loud. Yes, Sporting it was. 8 of those teams will be knocked out. So we just faced 2 of the clubs before the final. So we have a chance, but we have to play out of our skins to achieve this. It will be the most incredible feat. Core blimey. Bloody hell. Can you imagine? They'd never be able to sack him. Mind you, saying that, they sacked Ange. Ever the optimist, Jimbo. Of course he is. I'd have Thomas Frank's grinning face tattooed on my arse if we win the Champions League this season. I don't know where I'll have it because I've got me Europa League one here. And I don't know where the Champions League one. I'm in that room, maybe there. It could go there, couldn't it? Yeah, I'll leave that space just in case we win the Champions League. I'll leave a bit of room. Winning the Premier League is harder than the win Champions League because in the Prem you have to be more defensive and attacking at the same time. We must go and beat Burnley. We have to keep the positivity going as it's great for all of us and our players. Yeah, I think that's a massive thing. We're talking about winning the Champions League. We've got to beat Burnley. Otherwise, come Monday, we'll be sitting here and it'll be all doom and gloom again. Jim, I wanted to ask you, a few people said they thought the red card was soft. Now, we all saw Diego, whatever his name is, Dalot against City at the weekend, and he wasn't even carded. He was yellow carded but not red carded. I can't remember. And that was far worse. Do you think it was a soft red, or do you just think that Dalot got away with one the other day?
No, Dalot got away with one. They sent Xavi off, and I said to you, I thought Xavi's one was a bit harsh, but I can see why they sent him off. And last night was maybe a little bit harsh, but by the letter of the law, it's a sending off. I mean, if you actually watch it in slow motion, the way Odobert's knee bends, right, it could have broke his leg so easy. So with a tackle like that, yeah, it's a red card, especially in European football. In the Premier League, I'm not sure how that would have gone, that one. But in Europe, it's a red card, as Joey said, all day long. Yeah.
Yeah, European refs are definitely a lot sort of stricter than the Premier League. Paige, I hear what you're saying. Doku's leg got in Dalot's way. For me, that was the clearest red you'll ever see. I mean, I've watched all the Premier League referees that have analysed it, and I haven't heard one person say it wasn't a red card.
Yeah, even Dermot.
He could have snapped his leg. Yeah, Dermot Gallagher never goes against VAR, but even he said it was a clear red. I mean, it was one of the most disgusting challenges I've ever seen. I thought it was awful. I don't like those sort of tackles being reds, but going on Johnson versus Copenhagen, it's a red. Premier League is different rules, but Xavi one was also harsh. Yeah, it was. Xavi's was very harsh. And of course, slow motion makes it look worse, but that's the same with every single challenge. He had his foot high and studs up, so he had to go. If Spurs win the Champions League, I'll get a Spurs tattoo. I'm clipping that and making sure I remember that, Rob, because, people say these things and I don't follow through. So I'm remembering that. Obviously not confident it's going to happen at all. Jimbo, is there a possibility that this is, I'm all for enjoying the win, and quite rightly so. Every Tottenham fan should be enjoying this win, and it's massive. It was so much needed. I was dreading going on Chris Cowlings if we lost, because the last few times I've been on there, it's been after a loss, and it was so nice to see everyone so happy. It was such a really positive show. But is there a chance this is a false dawn? Because what we need now is consistency, and that starts against Burnley. We have got to win against Burnley, and not only win, we've got to put on a performance.
Look, the Premier League's a little bit harder, right, in the sense of the Champions League. When you're playing in the Champions League, it's normally a little bit more open because the teams are a little bit more attacking, where in the Premier League, you get teams like Burnley, they want to park the bus. Right, but no, I don't agree with that, Joey. And I'll tell you why I don't agree with it. Because the players played football last night. They played some fantastic football. I mean, some of the play and the movement of the players was absolutely brilliant. So we know they can do it. So for me, it's not a false dawn, but they've got to carry it forward. It's no good doing that for one game and then going back to that shitty, like sitting back and. They've got to push forward now and move forward with the play they played yesterday. So it's not for me a false dawn case. It's not like a one-off.
No, I'm saying, could it be like we're all building ourselves up that this is great, but do you think we build on that, or do you think you do?
100%. I think we go.
I'm not convinced. I've got to be honest. Who's that? KVP came for you on We Are Tottenham TV saying he should do the pump-ups again. Who should do the pump-ups again? Who's KVP? Cole? What? Tell me, I am so confused. I haven't looked at the comments under We Are Tottenham TV, but I would like to point out it wasn't a pump-up yesterday. It was the pre-match therapy show. And it was very laid back and chilled, and we just shared... our therapy together, and then we go and put in a performance like that. I kind of agree with Joey. I think if Frank overthinks it too much and changes it quite a lot, we could see a false dawn and see another really dross performance.
That's what he's got to do, Kate. He's got to sit back and think to himself, I mustn't overthink this, I've got to let these guys play, and it's down to him to pick the team and organise them. But let them play football. Football's a game to play, not sit back and try and stop people playing football. You've got to play football, and football means trying to score goals. And that's what they did last night. They were front foot, and look how good they were. And I've said to you time and time again, this team is nowhere near as bad as where we are in the league in 14th. And how we're in 14th, I'm absolutely amazed that we're even in 14th. We should be further down the table. But look, just let him go and play football. If he doesn't learn from last night, and then he's going to sign his own death warrant, isn't he?
I was just going to say, if he really wants to keep his job, which you would like to think that he does, it should just be saying to them, go out and play like you did last night. It's as easy as that. I really don't know. So this Kyle... he said what? That we shouldn't be doing the pump-ups? I don't even know. I'm so confused. Our early away form got us supported. Yeah. Oh, he's a fan that calls into... Yeah, I know who he is. I've seen him, but I don't understand what he said. That's why I'm confused. I don't know. Maybe I'm being blonde. But look, all we can do is hope. I don't want to be sitting here on... Monday going, oh my God, what happened? We had that such a brilliant game against Dortmund, and then we was crap about, I don't want it to be like that. I want to see, I don't want to see Frank going very defensive. I think the big thing with Chris Cowling put it in a very good way. He said, we dared and we did. It's now time for Frank to say, I don't give a shit what Burnley are going to do. We're going to play our way and do it our way no matter what. that's where he's going to get his identity. And I think before now he's been too worried about not losing games and things like that. You know, I don't know if you agree with that, Jim.
Well, I just think to myself, he's not an idiot, you know. He's definitely a smart guy. So if he reverts back to the defensive shit again, and then he's going to be gone. And he must know this. Anybody with half a brain knows it, right?
Yeah.
So he's got to see. He's got to roll the dice now, Kate, right? And rolling the dice means he's got to play front foot football if he wants to keep his job. And if that doesn't work, right, he's not lost nothing because he's on the verge of getting the sack anyway.
Yeah, I agree. Very glamorous. That was me running upstairs and brushing my hair and putting a bit of slap on before I did the show. Because believe me, I looked anything but glamorous 10 minutes before then. We need to beat Burnley and beat them well, take the shackles off the team, allow them to play front foot attacking football, and trust your defence will do their job. The thing is, as well, the players look so much happier playing that way as well. That's the thing. They really, really look happy last night. Am I right, Jimbo?
Yes, they did. They were playing with a smile on their face.
I thought Xavi looked so much more confident playing that way. Odobert looked so much more confident playing that way. Xavi, did I just say Xavi? Spence looked so much more confident playing that way. So, you know, the signs are there. He's now got to act on them and carry on. Frank over defending has been a feature in all our games, mostly in the first half. If he goes full pelt in first half, we revert to defensive football in the second. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, he was criticised a lot on Chris Cowlings last night for a cowardly second half because, you know, obviously when we had, say, Poch, he would never sit back. You know, if we score 2, I don't care, go out, or you score more, score more. But at the same time, yesterday was a bit different because we were down to the bare bones. So I think Frank had to manage that game carefully. I mean, we lost Bergvall. Gray is clearly had a knock. You know, I don't know if it was cowardly, but I do agree that a lot of the time this season, Frank has been too defensive.
No, I think the boys managed the second half really well. I'm not going to knock them, Kate. Right? We're down to the bare bones. Some of them players have been playing regular football, so they went 100 miles an hour the first half. So I thought that they managed the second half well. I never thought that they were going to score. There wasn't any point I thought to myself they're going to score here. Right? I thought we defended fantastic, and I wasn't worried at all. And I think that the way they played the second half, I was quite happy with it.
I don't know if it's me lagging or you, Jimbo. I think it's probably me. The internet up here keeps going funny. That might be the vet. Can you mute it then, please? Okay, I get that. But if he went out in the second half and they score, yeah, you know, I kind of agree with Jim. I never really felt that.
Let me just mute.
No problem. I never really felt that concerned that we were under pressure. And that they were going to score. And you're right. That's why I think the first goal was so important yesterday as well. Because I think if Tottenham go 1-0 down at Tottenham Stadium, I can see Jimmy's going, oh, she's a lovely dog, isn't she? Honestly, him and that dog. He's such a silly bastard. If we go 1-0 down at home, I think the stadium changes. And the negativity seeps in and the toxicity seeps in. So I think it was vital we scored that first goal. But I've got to be honest, I kind of feel a bit like Jim, even before the red card, I never really felt like we was in trouble. And I think that's because we played our way. We didn't let them dictate anything about our game. We just played our way, the way we wanted to play. We went for it. And I think Tottenham fans, that's all we've been wanting to see all season. This whole Paulinho and Bentancur that Frank was insisting on playing. That was part of the problem with all this negativity. But he did have to manage that game after half time. You know, we had bare bones. Obviously, that young kid, Byfield, come on for the first time. And I thought, you know, he did okay. He got his legacy number, which is always nice. Only 17. But you know, if he comes all out firing, like you're saying, we're letting a goal or we get more injuries. Oh, we can pick her up at 3:00. I just got a text. We can pick her up at 3:00, babe.
How did you know?
They just text me.
Yeah, no, she said maybe sooner. They're going to feed her.
Oh, so she's fine.
Well, yeah, they said she's come round and they said that she's so sweet. They said she's such a loving dog. And I said, well, I just need to get her home as soon as possible. And she said that they're going to feed her, and if she eats well, they might call us before we can pick her up sooner.
Oh, that's good. I knew she'd be all right. She's a savage little beast. She's the only Labrador I know that literally, if she sees a stranger, doesn't try and lick their face off. She just goes absolutely Garrety mental, barking. She's not like showing her teeth, going to rip their throat out, but she's barking, saying,
she's very protective of us.
Yeah, don't mistake my kindness for weakness. But yeah, thank goodness her Fanny's all right.
I didn't say that. Is her Fanny all right?
I saw you say, I know, she's a lovely dog, isn't she? I was reading your lips. Such a sappy bastard around that bloody thing. I didn't mind they weren't as aggressive in the second half. Our players would be ruined if we just attacked constantly for 90 minutes. Yeah, and like I say, we were down to bare bones. I mean, Jimbo, obviously Byfield come on, but I do feel like Danso kind of protected him quite a lot. But it was nice to see him come on, and he got his legacy number now. Give him a bit of confidence. He said he's been waiting his whole life for that moment.
Yeah, what a massive game for him to come into. And he's a bit of a beast, isn't he? He's not. He's quite stocky young man. Yeah, it was nice to see it. It was lovely to see him come in, and he's thought highly of at Spurs. I know that. So it was good for him. It was good for him. The youngest Spurs player in the Champions League now, 17 and 45 days.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Joey's right as well. Of course, Dortmund made changes, although they did take off Adeyemi, which I thought was very, very strange because I thought he was the real attacking threat. But look, they made changes, tried to go for it. Although they had periods where they were a bit more in the game, I'm a bit like you, Jim. I didn't sit there thinking, oh, my God, you know, we're in trouble here at any point during that game. It was quite comfortable.
Yeah.
But it is going to be a different scenario. I mean, I think if you ask most Premier League clubs at the minute who they would like to play, Tottenham would probably be one of the ones that they would pick.
Last night, I don't think they would.
Well, do you know what? A couple in the terrace group said this is the Tottenham we've been. Some said this is the Tottenham we've all been waiting to see, and rivals said this is the Tottenham we all wouldn't want to play. And that's what, you know, this. I just don't understand where it's been. I don't understand where it's been. Send Drula our love, please, Ellie. I don't really see her much anymore. Send her our love. I did say there should be a drugs test at the top of the stadium after the first half. I was so amazed at how good we were. The amount of smoke blown up Dortmund's front three for the game by Hargreaves and others, they're all poor. Yeah, always the way. Big up, Naomi. Good to see you, my love. Hope you're well. But yeah, it now comes down to Burnley. I won't do our score predictions or anything for that game yet, Jimbo, because we will be doing a show Friday where we do our score predictions. They had one shot on target, 2 corners. So in that second half, they didn't really do much. So unsure why some are so negative. Do you know what it is, Joey? I've said this from the day I started YouTube. I think a lot of you. Oh, Drula's here. Hi, Drula, my lovely. So good to see you. We miss you. Hope you're well. I think a lot of YouTubers forget that they're fans and try and be pundits, and they look to find the negatives in everything. And I think at the end of the day, yes, Tottenham's a shit show this year. Yes, there's been loads of things to be worried about. And yes, this doesn't change anything. It's just a win.
Well, it does
but
change.
sometimes
I'm sorry.
Why do you always interrupt me? Because you know what
you're
happened.
wrong.
Yeah, but wait until I finish and then interrupt me or I forget.
Right.
Sometimes in life you've got to live in the moment and enjoy the win. You know, it was a really good win. I can't think of anything to be particularly negative about apart from the fact that we had a threadbare squad. But now we move to the next one. But I think some people are just so focused on finding the negatives rather than the positives. But go on, Jimbo.
It does change things, right? it changes the outlook of the fans, right? Or not all of them, but it changes the outlook of the fans. So they look forward to going to the next game now, right? Because we just had a good win. So, and it changes in the sense of they're obviously going to give Frank more time, right? So it's uplifted the players and it'll uplift Frank. And moving forward, right, it could be a good thing. So it does change things massively. If it had lost last night and then it changes nothing, but
Oh
it
my
does
God.
change.
Can you imagine how toxic it would have been yesterday if he'd have lost?
Yeah, and as I said, look, because I saw people saying, Sing getting sacked in the morning and no one done it, and the fans were brilliant, cheering and clapping them, and the atmosphere you could tell was good.
Big respect to Conor Gallagher before the game, going and having photos done for all the little ones, and massive respect to the players. I saw Doggy come off the field, Romero signing autographs, giving their shirts away. We've seen them scurrying down the tunnels recently and arguing with fans. It was nice to have that feeling. And Chris Cowney said when the Romero goal went in, the roar in the stadium is the biggest he's heard for months and months, which is always good. I think it's a prerequisite of an ex-footballer, Colin, when they've got to dress in very peculiar outfits, because that Bale ensemble was very, I don't know what it was. I'm going to just put it out there. Big up Jimmy Hotspur. It was a lovely surprise. Long time Drew, glad you're well. See, I told you we all miss you. It only changes if we go on an unbeaten run of 5 to 6 games. One swallow, remember? Yeah, but you know what?
Yeah, but it's the beginning, Jimmy. It's the beginning. It's the first one. It's the first of the 5 or 6. So that's one gone, 5 to go.
It's not just that. You've got to look at the fixtures we've got coming up in February: Newcastle, Man United, Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal. I think it's. I don't know. I think that's the fixtures. There's a lot of shitty ones. So to go on an unbeaten run during them fixtures is going to be tough.
Yeah, but you know what, Kate? We can win some of them. We can draw some of them, right? We can put in good performances if you lose by the odd goal. When you put in a real strong performance, no one's expecting us to go out and win all them games, right?
Yeah.
And obviously our record against Arsenal is terrible. But if you go and put a good performance and you draw against them, or nick a win, or maybe lose by 1 goal, but it's a top performance, people can see that you're going forward.
You know what, Nick? I say it all the time because sometimes we get criticised on here for not calling this out or not calling that out or not focusing on this. And I say we're a fan channel. We don't pretend to be Sky Sports pundits, or I don't want to dissect every single thing about my club. I want to enjoy the wins and moan when we lose. And I think YouTube's made a lot of people forget how to be a fan, and they think that they've got to go on and dissect everything. And yeah, if we went on and dissected every minute of that game, there's probably things that we could really criticize, but I don't want to do that. I want to enjoy the good times when they come. And then, yeah, I do call out Jim's delusions, but I'm used to it now. I've been with him that long, Joey. I just switch off most of the time and don't listen to him. But yeah, Ellie, you're right. Romero showed a leadership yesterday that we need to see more often.
Yeah.
No bozo moments, please. Just leadership would be nice.
Yeah, maybe I am delusional sometimes, right? But look, I love this club, and when we get a win like that, I like to look on the positives, thinking to myself, going forward, that we're going to win a lot more games and they're going to play a lot better, right? And people are going to start turning around and supporting Frank, right? Do I want Frank to get sacked, right? If he keeps winning, no. I want Frank to succeed. I want our club to succeed, right? Be it with Frank, if he goes next week and they bring in a new manager, I just want us to succeed. And if it's under Frank, I'm happy with that, right? But going forward, he has to keep winning games, and if he loses a game, right, against a big club, put in a really good performance, and it's just got to change. And yesterday for me was the first step. So let's see what happens on Saturday. The second step.
Yeah, I agree completely. I forgot what I was going to bloody say. Oh yeah, Joey Barton said we haven't had a bet yet this season, Jimbo.
What you after?
Please don't bet on us winning the Champions League, Jim. Please. Please
I
don't
didn't
do
say we
that.
was going to win it. I said we can win it.
Yeah, I
Well, I
suppose
don't know
you
what
did.
I don't
say
know
that.
what we should have a bet on, Joey, because look, I'm still on the fence about Frank. Right, if moving forward he's the man. Right, it's a good step yesterday. I don't know what we can do. I don't know.
It's a bit late to do how many goals they're going to get this season because we've only got 15 games left. So I'm just trying to see how many likes that we've got on this video. Because we've had over 100 in all day and we've got 60 likes. Not too bad. Could do with a few more if possible. David Clark, big up to you, says, as a man who has supported Spurs since 1960, let me give you some advice. Have a few drinks, take the win and have a week of good night's sleep. Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah, 100%, David. I went to bed last night with a massive smile on my face.
I wonder what you was going to say then.
I had a massive smile on my face, right? And I said to Kate, we was having a debate in bed. I said we can win the Champions League, and we can. And Kate was saying we can't. I'm delusional.
Yeah, it would be a massive boost if we could go into February with some form because we're going as underdogs for a lot of them games. We dare to do is Jimbo's message. We can. Big up El Dante, member for 19 months. We are going to do a members giveaway. I've just got to sort out a prize. I'm trying to think what we can give away this time, but yeah, we will do it. A massive smile and a bigger boner. Honestly, I swear to God, it's amazing. I was going, I've got to go on Chris's tonight after Dortmund. It's going to be a nightmare. I was so tired. And then when you win, all of a sudden this adrenaline comes and you think, yes, I can't wait to go on there and talk about it. Benny says, not we can, we are. El Dante says, come you Spurs, great win last night. Let's use that as our launch pad to push forward from here. Stop blushing, Kate. Oh.
Look, let's say, right, would you rather we keep winning and we keep Frank, or would you rather we lost the next 2 or 3 and he gets sacked? For me, I prefer we keep winning and we keep Frank.
I mean, there was people yesterday saying they hoped we lost so that we sack Frank. I find that incredible.
Yeah, I do as well. I never want us to lose any game. I don't care what it is.
Burnley is a massive game. It is a massive game.
And Jimmy, I'm of the opinion that if he loses that, especially after last night, that he'll be gone.
But then if he wins it, which please God he does, the next game against is it Frankfurt? The week after, I think it is. That's a massive game.
Of course it is.
Then after that, the next game's a massive game. We need consistency.
Of course
it's no good just having one win, one loss, one draw. We need to put in performances. But yeah, if we lose, it'll be, see, nothing's changed. Everyone got convinced, had the wall pulled over their eyes. Blah, 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 blah.
But do you know what, Kate? Do you know what? He's not going to win every game going forward, right? It's just not going to happen. No team does, right? So, but what people want to see is what you just said: consistency and good performances put in, right? If you put in a really good performance and you lose a game by the odd goal or you draw a game, people are not so harsh, are they? It's when you go out and you play the likes of West Ham that haven't won since last year. When was the last game they won? It was August or something, someone said to me.
13 matches since they've won. So Dr. Tottenham, you know.
October or whatever it was. You know, they want to see good performances and see the players trying and not sitting back by those bushes.
Dr. Tottenham, you know, Burnley haven't won, I think, since November, is it? But look, we'll have to wait and see. But we've got Burnley, need to win. Frankfurt, need a good performance, ideally win. Then we've got Manchester City on the 1st of Feb. Then we've got Man United on the 7th of Feb. Then we've got...
read them out home and away, and I'll tell you what I think.
Hang on, let me get the fixtures up because I'm looking on my phone. Tottenham fixtures. We have got... next up, we've got Burnley away.
Right. We want to be winning that. There's no argument.
Frankfurt away.
We want to be winning that as well because they're not doing well in the Champions League.
Yeah, but Jim, you say we want to be winning all of them. What do you
Yeah, but
think is
what
going to
I'm saying
happen?
is, I expect us to win them too. That's what I'm saying.
Big up, Rosa. Good to see you. Then we've got Tottenham at home to Manchester City on the 1st of Feb.
Right, I think we'll win that as well. But if there was a draw in that and they played excellent and we played excellent, you wouldn't be like Frank out, would you? Because City are a good team. I know they're in a bit of a blip at the moment. So that's the way you've got to look at it. Then we've got Newcastle, is that right?
No, then we've got Manchester United away.
Right, it's going to be a hard game. So that's going to depend a lot on performance.
Then we've got Newcastle at home.
I would want us to win that for definite.
Then we've got Arsenal at home.
Yeah, we're going to win that. I've got to say that. But what I'm saying...
Then we're into March, where we've got Fulham away, at home to Palace, Liverpool away, at home to Forest, Sunderland away, at home to Brighton. These are the games as they're going along. So the next 5, what we got? Hang on. The next, let me just say, we take out Burnley. We've got Frankfurt away, home to Man City, away to United, home to Newcastle, home to Arsenal. The next 5 games will tell me if we've made any progress with Frank.
Yeah.
So, look, I agree with this. Mwani was a massive disappointment.
If we took 5 points out of them 3 games, would people be happy?
5 points?
Yeah.
Out of what? United, Man City and Arsenal?
No, you just put 3 up on the screen, or someone did.
We've got Frankfurt, City, Man United, Newcastle, Arsenal.
Right, so if we took 7 points out of that, would people be happy?
I'm forgetting Frankfurt because that's Champions League, and I'm just looking at the 4 games in the Premier League of City away, City at home, United away, Tottenham at home, and Arsenal at home.
Newcastle at home.
No, Newcastle away.
Is it Newcastle?
No, Newcastle at home. Sorry.
Yeah.
I would be happy if we got. What did you say? How many points?
7 points.
Yeah, I'd be happy with 7. I think that's realistic.
Yeah.
I think that's realistic.
Yeah, people said 6 points.
I think Manchester United are a different animal now, but I think they can still be got at. I think we should be beating Newcastle at our place. I think we'll probably beat Manchester City because they're an absolute shambles and we normally beat them. But I expect us to get turned over by Arsenal because they're the best team in the league. So I'm up for the Newcastle game with my sons. One is over from Oz. Please win that one. Oh, I hope they win for you. Burnley got a draw with Liverpool. Yes, they did. Mwani wants to cut his loan early for more game time. Yeah, don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Yeah, I tell you, I feel Paul.
100% United away is winnable. Newcastle, they cannot buy a win away from home. Can we see if Man United can keep this up? Is it Derby hype? Is it a new manager bounce? Joey says we're smash Woolwich. Oh, I'd love to see that. Was good to see Spence play a wing-back role like he played at Forest. Go on, Jim, sorry.
We're moving forward now, so we've got to take yesterday's game and take it forward, right? And now show that we are better than what we have been. So that's down to Frank now to let the shackles off the players. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard because we've not got a full squad. But if we had our full squad, right, I would be really, really confident in all them games. If we had the likes of Madders, Kulu, them type of players back. But it's going to be hard. But we've seen with a depleted team what we did yesterday. And it wasn't, we didn't scrape over the line yesterday. We played some absolute fantastic football yesterday.
It was quick one-touch football. It was so it was just nice to see. It was like a bit of a nostalgic performance. We haven't seen that for a while. Wolves, I don't think we'll get relegated either. But
you've gone quiet. best you sound all day.
But we need to be playing like we did yesterday. Consistent performances. If we carry on playing like we did against West Ham, for instance, there's a chance we could get dragged into a relegation battle without any shadow of a doubt. Premier League's the bread and butter. You need to start winning games. Agreed. I mean, when you look at our squad on paper, and yes, I know it's one of my favourite sayings that football isn't played on paper. We are no way near a 14th place squad. I don't care what anyone says, we're not. It's just something isn't working, something's not clicking, whether it be the tactics, whether it be the fact that, like Danny Kiriakou said, Spurs have just got used to losing. I don't know what it is, but we need this last night to be a catalyst to say, right, let's start now. We'll play like this in future, and, you know, nice confidence booster. I completely agree. I think all three of those start. And in fairness to Basuma, I've absolutely slated that guy this year and said last year and said I never want to see him in a Spurs shirt. I thought he was one of our best players against West Ham, which wasn't difficult. But when he came on, I thought he was really, really good. I'm hoping Basuma's on a redemption curve. Yeah, he was really trying. United away winnable, delusional. We'll see.
No, I can't remember the last time you beat us, Rob. So let's just leave it there.
Yeah, we even beat you in the final. Mateta's just told Palace he wants to leave. My club's finished. Do you know what, Twisted? You had your first trophy last year, and since then, Palace have just gone into complete disarray. You're selling your best players off under your manager's nose, who's now pissed off and is going to leave. And Mateta is the next one who wants to go. I mean, you will end up being a relegation fodder next season because, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Palace. Because Steve Parish is a disgrace.
They built such a good team there.
It's criminal.
Yeah.
Frank's safe for the season now, but I can see Poch back in the summer. Yeah, unless, of course, we do what Jim says and win the Champions League. We need to be better every single game, be in it, and then we'll be fine. Yep. Mateta goes, and 30 seconds later, Glasner walks. Kate, we deserve everything we get. The fans don't.
Yeah, of course you don't.
Spurs should go get him. Makes perfect sense. Who? Mateta.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I worry for Palace. Guy gone. If Walton, Glasner, and Mateta go, then you could get sucked into relegation, as Kate says. Yeah, and it's a shame because you had your first trophy. You had an opportunity to build on success.
2 trophies they won.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
What did they win?
They won. I don't know what it's called now. Is it a Cup Winners' Cup or something? Where
Charity Shield.
Yeah.
No trophy.
Of course it is. It's still a trophy. Community
It's a two-bob no one cares about trophy.
Do you know what? Right, that's still a trophy.
It's not counted as a trophy, darling. It doesn't count. Don't start being a gooner. This is what gooners do. They say they won all these trophies, and half of them are community shields, which mean rock all. Yeah, it is a glorified friendly, and it's a plate. Yeah, they won a dinner plate. But they did win the FA Cup, and you know what? They were a really attractive prospect, and it's all gone tits up because they've allowed their best players to leave.
But I think they're very unfair. They still put another bit of silverware in the cabinet.
Oh, Jimbo, I've lost so much respect for you in the last 30 seconds that you think the Charity Shield is a trophy.
But it's another bit of silverware they won. It's 2 in a season.
Yeah, it's a silver plate. It's not a trophy. It's just a friendly. It's like if we'd have won the Super Cup, it ain't a trophy. It's a friendly.
Well, any bit of silverware you win is a bit of silverware.
Stick to 4-4-2. So is the Audi Cup a trophy then?
No, that's a little bit different.
No, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. Oh, I can't breathe. Oh, dear. I've realised I've still got to do an outro because my perfect match is still the outro for this show. I've just remembered. I'm I'm going to end it in a minute because Benny is on and I have set up a redirect for you, Benji. Bloody Dog's going to be ready early, which means we ain't going to be able to get fish and chips. Bloody Dog. Yeah, only counts as a trophy if we win it. The Super... See, Colin said exactly the same with me. It's the Super Cup a trophy because they're the same. It's a friendly. You won that. We won that. Let's play together and see what happens. Yeah, stick to 4-4-2, Jimbo. That's the one thing we know you know about, my love. And there's more teams in the Audi Cup. And we've won the Costa del Sol Cup or something. If you look at our website, it tells you all the trophies we've won, and one of them's the Costa del Sol Cup.
The Palace fans. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, but you're mugging them off.
Why? It's still silver.
Or you won a trophy. You won the Community Shield. They won a plate. Honestly, Joey, I don't know what to do with this man. Exactly. Only 2 teams contest it. How
Yeah,
can
but
it be
you've got to beat a lot of other teams to beat them. One of them 2 teams to contest it.
I've got no words, Jimbo. I've got no words. I like that formation too, though. And Twisted says he'll take it. It's as bad as the Americans saying the Super Bowl winners are world champions. Yeah, and we did win the Tiger Cup. Yeah. Tiger Cup winners. You'll never sing that. But I'm going to end it there. Listen, we have had 12 new subscribers today. Thank you so very much. A massive thank you to Sava for sending everyone over. I was going to say we're trying to grow the channel, but we're not really. But it's just always nice to get new subscribers and have new people join the family.
It's nice when you get subscribers. It means that you're entertaining them in whatever way it is, be it football or dogs fannies. You're entertaining them.
Or people claiming that plates are trophies. Yeah, I'd love to get Walton and Mateta, but poor old Palace, but I would.
Yeah, Walton's not going to stay, is he?
No.
I'm sorry, Twisted, but what a player he is, he ain't going to stay.
Nugget, we're in no position to downplay a dinner plate trophy. Let me tell you now, I've got to be honest, had we have won the Community Shield, I'd probably be having my own parade. Because it's a trophy if we win it, like someone said, but anyone else who wins it, it's just a dinner plate. Yeah, I must admit, Palace fans really upset me because when we went to watch Tottenham Palace, they were singing, this was a few years ago, they were singing, "You're just a small town near Arsenal, small town near Arsenal." And it really pissed me off because when I used to go Charlton, they were always really vicious as well. So yeah, fuck Palace. Sorry, Twisted. Stuff you. I hope you lose all your players. Man United is still waiting on this mystery midfielder. Apparently, as well, it has come out that Cole Palmer is missing his family and friends, and there's rumours he is going back to Manchester. I don't know how true that is, but Chelsea, wow. Imagine if they lose Cole Palmer. I know they've got like 10 million other players, but that is a big, big loss. But stay where you are. You are being redirected. I saw it on Twitter this morning. Someone shared it in the Tottenham in the Terrace group. Big up to Moondog for the 4 super chats. You absolute legend. I promise you I will message you today because I want to sort out their mats. And El Dante for being a member for 19 months. We are back on lovely, Joey. Lovely. We are back on Friday at 12:30 for our Premier League prediction show. Enjoy the rest of your day. Jimbo, do you want to finish the show?
Yeah, we're back, baby. Spurs are back. Booking for the Champions League final because we're getting there. We are back, baby. And come on Saturday, we're going to smack Burnley all over the place. Come on, you fucking Spurs. I love you.
Giving opinions with no regret, smashing the top bins like in the Onion net. Talking the talk with Kate and Jim and walking the walk, just listen in. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter. Mix and transfer news, it's what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jimbo always keeps a positive spin, while Kate's Mickey has a name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like Lenny stop robbing, or she's just flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. The perfect match, you just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match, you just got to latch onto that perfect match.